Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter, and our guest today is Dom Williams, and this is Smart Business Moves.
Yay! We're here.
You know,
All
we're
right,
we're
Tom.
like we're like T minus less than 7 days from the QDS conference, aren't we?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Maybe we could talk about some announcements. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. And QDS, top of the list, of course, with it being like less than a week away. Martha Woodward's event in San Diego. So if you're not going, try to go if you can. It's an amazing event. Yay.
Yep, it's February the 24th through the 26th.
Well, actually, it looks like it's something starting as early as the 22nd.
Yeah, those are like the
yeah. And the 27th also. They're doing fun stuff on the 27th.
These are like preseason games?
Kind of. They do stuff in advance and after.
They are. There's things that are done prior to.
Yeah. Although if you're a Service Autopilot member, I think that they're doing an event, a full day Service Autopilot event on the 22nd, maybe?
Yeah, here you go. Well, 23rd, actually. That's on the Wednesday. I think Mike Callahan's doing that.
Yeah. Go to the 22nd, though. I think Kurtz is on the 22nd.
Oh, responsive it?
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything here for the 22nd. Not to say that they might not be, but it looks like.
Let's focus on the meat and potatoes of the event.
I said, yeah, that's good.
The meat and the potatoes are going to start on Thursday, right? Yeah. And where they're going to do the welcome, and then I think they've got like a tech panel, which actually says that.
I'm sorry, but you cannot gloss over the amazing race.
So here's the thing. I've never seen that.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's why you're glossing over it. Had you ever seen it, you would not be. And Martha has put so many oodles of hours into this that it will be fun to even watch. So even if you're not participating, it's a great thing to watch if you get there in time.
I must admit that I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to that, but I clicked on the more information and this modal pops up and says that you need to register your team.
Yeah.
Have you registered your team yet, Liz?
I'm actually a sponsor at that event. So I will have a table and they have to come to my event. They have to come to my room and do a challenge to be able to move forward.
Okay. Well, I haven't been, Matt's been handling that part of it. I might be a sponsor too. I mean, I know we were a sponsor, so I don't know. I don't know anything.
Yeah, you may very well be a sponsor. It's very fun. If you've never watched The Amazing Race, you should try and at least. Well, you will be there in time, Dom. So you need to at least check it out, and you need to be at the finish line clapping for the winners because they work hard to get through this. It's fun. All right, so now we can go ahead and go blow past The Amazing Race. We can pass it now.
Okay, so we got a tech panel for a few hours, and then there's a 80s night dinner and welcome party.
So I've got my costume planned.
Me too. I'm excited. Tom, do you have your costume yet? Oh, you're not sure you're going to do that, huh?
My daughter lives in San Diego, and Thursday night's the only night I'm going to be able to see her, so I'm going to slip away and have dinner with her.
That's a solid choice.
I'm a good dad, okay? Give me a little bit of something.
I'm saying that's solid choice, Tom. Solid choice. Absolutely. All right, then Friday is a full day. Full day on Friday.
Yeah, my goodness, 7:45. That's going to be awful early for the folks
at the party.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little confused though, because breakfast is at 7:45 and then it starts at 8 o'clock. That is a quick breakfast.
Got to eat fast.
You're probably eating in the room.
Okay, maybe that makes sense. Okay. And then creating other streams of income. Oh, Goshen RJ, who doesn't love them? and Mike Callahan. We talked to him recently.
Yeah, he was on Smart Business Moves Monday.
Yeah. And then we've got, I don't know if anybody else can see this. It's even small on my ginormous screen.
It's growth through acquisitions with Kyle and Marvin.
That's going to be great.
Yep.
Who doesn't love to watch Megan Likes? She's so entertaining and informative.
Is Marvin from like the green space? He's not in the house cleaning world, is he?
Asking the wrong person here,
Marvin. I don't know Marvin.
I don't know him. Because they've got, one of the cool things about this event is it's not just house cleaning companies. So you can learn something from other field service vendors. You've got, the window washers, those, the soft and pressure washer type folks. You've got some landscaping people.
Yeah.
So, people in other industries learn tricks that house cleaning companies can learn from. So
but we all know Kyle. Kyle's in the he's in a little bit of everything. Real estate,
residential, commercial.
He's a heavy hitter, so that'll be fun to watch him go at it.
We knew Kyle back when he went through foundations. When he was like 17.
I think he was he that young? I think he was 19.
Seriously, I don't think he was 20.
No, he was 19. He was running for mayor. That's when he went through foundations. Remember? I remember it clearly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
we went on a cruise together. So I remember that really, really well. He was young.
And we put him on the cover of Cleaning Business Today. And this was back when we actually did the whole, magazine style. And to this day, if you go back and look at the Google Analytics for Cleaning Business Day going back like 10 years, lines go up and down to the day when he was on the cover, it spikes up. I mean, like everybody in Logan, Ohio was blowing our website up.
I remember that. It was awesome. All right. Well, we're going to have a couple of opportunities to see Kyle because look, down at 1:30, he is doing great, which is a growth opportunity again. And
we mentioned Megan. She's like one of our favorite CPA accounting types. She makes accounting fun. That's not an easy thing to do.
She makes it really easy for people to understand. I love that about Megan. All right, and lunch is provided. That's awesome. People like me who love to eat, love that. And then. Gosh, I haven't seen Jason in forever, but Sarah, right? She's definitely a heavy hitter there.
Pretty solid lineup there.
Very good lineup. Yeah, everybody needs to be there. I love that they have that group of people directly after lunch because they're going to wake people up. That's a hard position, but they will absolutely wake people up.
Everything happening this afternoon. Every speaker up here has got so much game.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see Paul and Libby. That's going to be fun.
Hey, got breakfast going on. Starting a little bit later on Saturday.
Yeah, look how long breakfast is. 45 minutes.
For breakfast there.
Yeah. That's crazy, right? 45 minutes.
All right. Look at the lineup leading us off Saturday morning.
Oh, there I am.
There you are.
Here's the meat and potatoes. That's what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, we got you and Olu. All right, we're going to have you both. I'm excited. Looking forward to hearing that. Let's see. Who do we have for systemizing customer service? Is it a secret?
It's probably you.
No.
You didn't get the word, huh?
Oh, no. All right. So maybe that's a secret. Maybe this is going to be Martha, right? Popping in there for us, which would not be surprising. All right. And then we've got our closing and then the after party luau and dinner. Oh, I think I'm leaving before the luau. I'm leaving directly after the closing, I think. Oh, that luau looks like it's going to be fun, though. I'm going to be missing out, looks like.
My costume planned for that as well.
Oh, gosh, I am going to be missing out. I knew it.
But I got it planned.
Dang it. All right, and then Sunday. So if you're staying, they've got the Sunday brunch, and I think they're planning on going somewhere too on Sunday, but maybe it's just going to be sort of ad hoc. Probably have to go to her Facebook group to find out about that. All right. Well, you guys saw the price. Saw great pricing on this event. Is that? Oh, I didn't see. Oh, I don't even see everybody. Where are they showing up? There they are. Hi, y'all. Oh, Denise, you're already pickled. Bummer, girl. All right. Well, we're gonna help you out of that. All right. But today, oh wait, no, I had a couple more announcements that I wanted to talk about, Tom. You have the Maid Central event coming up. And the first one is in March, right?
Sure.
Maybe tell people about that real quick.
This is.
I know, Tom, are you thinking, hey, I thought they wanted to talk about hiring automations. We do, I swear.
Yeah. We're doing an event for Maid Central partners. If you're not a Maid Central partner, I guess you can come along, but it's going to strictly be about, workshops on how to deploy Maid Central in your business. It's real easy to get to. Just go to maidcentral.academy and it'll bring you here. I'll drop that.
Oh, I'm so glad you shared that. Somebody was asking me the other day. And
Tom, are there still spots open for the March?
There are.
Okay.
We had some people moving around. Liz is actually doing an event with her groups on the tail end of the April event. We had some people signed up at March that wanted to move to April so they could kind of flow through and do that. So we got some spots in March, April, and May. We've got spots on all three. And it's the same event for all 3 dates. We just broke it up because we wanted to do workshop style exercises, and that's really hard to do when you get a large group of people. So it's more personalized attention, but we're going to have, our Maid Central staff there. Aja's going to be there. Rebecca's going to be there. We'll even make Cameron, come out of his seclusion, and he'll be helping us with some things. And Victoria, Matt's going to be coming. Liz, you might even be showing up for some of these. I don't know. You never miss an opportunity to come to Charleston.
I'll for sure be there in April because my office gal is coming also in April. We just registered yesterday.
Okay.
Not sure if I'll be there for any of the other ones. I got a tight March.
If you're there in March, we're going to put you to work, though.
All right. Well, I might come for that. I do love a good work day. All right. And then another thing in March is on March 10th from 10 to 1 is a hiring boot camp through ArcSea. So it'll be Debbie Sardone, me, and Sean Day. And you'll be starting.
I've not heard of this one. What day is this?
Brand new. I'm giving insider information here.
What the hey? You couldn't say, hey, Tom, heads up.
Sorry, Tom. I just now realized it when I got the confirmation today. So it's March 10th, and it's 10 to 1 Pacific time.
Is there URL or something? Anything? It's so new. It's not even on
brand
the internet.
new. I'm giving you guys insider info here.
The cost?
So, nope, no cost.
Huh.
Yeah.
Just gonna block out March 10th, and it's from when to when?
So 10 to 1 Pacific, a 1 to 4, 5.
Okay.
4. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. 1 to
It's
4.
4 hours. So I have that
1 to
wrong.
4 Eastern.
10 to 2. It's actually 4 hours. So.
Also, it would be
10 to 2.
Yeah, 10 to 2, not 10 to 1. I
So
probably
it'd
put
be
it on
5, and that's on the 10th. And the 10th is a Thursday.
I'm sure we'll see some mark link for that.
Oh yeah, you'll see a lot of marketing coming through for sure. You guys want me to tell you what it is? So it's 1 to 5. The first one, Debbie is going to be up with how to find and hire A players. That's what she'll be talking about. And then we'll have a quick Q&A. And then his topic is the secret to how we hired over 100 employees last year. So that, I can't imagine that people are going to want to miss that. I know I'm not. And then we'll have a quick Q&A. And then I will be up with using DISC to recruit, interview, hire, and onboard.
Ooh, I like that.
We'll close out the day, the boot camp. So I think it's going to be a great event. We're all really looking forward to it, working together, try and make it all a nice cohesive event. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was, other than my cruise in Mexico, yeah, y'all, if you aren't going on a cruise in Mexico, be jealous. But other than that, my ELC,
how do we sign up for the cruise? How do we sign up?
I'll send you a link, Tom.
Oh.
I know better. There is no chance you're going on a cruise. All right. The ELC event, employee life cycle event, 15 points in your employee life cycle that you need to nail down and know exactly what you're going to do at every single point. That workshop is on April 24th through 21st through 23rd, directly after Tom's event.
Same bat place, location.
Same place. Yeah.
Just stay the
Right.
whole week.
Same exact thing.
Do we have a URL for that?
We do. I'll pull it up and send it over to you.
All right.
That's open for everybody.
It is. It is a paid event, though. It's free for people in some of our groups.
So Liz, it's open for everybody that has a little bit of money.
Well, and it's free for people that are in the circles. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'll give that to you at the end, Tom. But we should probably, nice, March 10th, looking forward to it. Hey, Denise, I didn't see it earlier. But we should probably get started. It's already 2:18.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
People are going to want to hear it. Good thing we started on time
today, and he wasn't, purpose of being here isn't to listen to us ramble about news of the day, is it?
No, probably not. I probably could have just stayed off for 18 minutes and
Hey, no, all this is important to me because it all relates to, my business. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's been going on in your world, Dom?
Not much. Like I was telling Liz before we hopped on here, is real estate, doing things like that, and just constantly growing all of my businesses. So yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your businesses, Dom. I think that people will be interested to know what exactly it is that you do.
Yeah. So when I was 18, right out of high school, I started a maid service cleaning company. So we've been in business around, I think, about 11 years. We do residential and commercial cleaning right here in Central Indiana. Our main focus now is to keep branching off into more commercial and larger, commercial contract accounts. So that's our major focus. And then last year or 3 years ago, I started a applicant tracking system for small to medium-sized businesses called HireWho, which is really what I talk about a lot more now. And that helps people automate and streamline their hiring process. Last year, I acquired two drink barns by the name of Lexi's Drink Barns. So we sell pretty much soda fountains, stuff like that, really quick snacks too. It's just pretty much a drive-through. We have 2 locations right here in Kokomo, where my hometown. And that's a really great business. I love that business. It's fun. And then also I pretty much take all my money and I invested in multifamily homes. And that's what I really love to do, which is why I told you, Liz, we need to talk real estate when we end.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Yeah, we do all multifamily too. 98% multifamily. Yeah, I do love that.
Do you manage the properties yourself?
So we're just now getting to that point where we're at like like 30. We're only at around 30 units or so. So we're to that point where like now we're going to start handing all of them off to the property management company. So yes and no. Some are, some aren't right now. But the goal is to, yeah.
Only it can be cool, getting that phone call at 2:00 in the morning that the hot water heater busted is
Yeah.
not fun.
Nowhere near as fun. Absolutely. Ugh.
Every time someone says, "Oh, I love landlord sounds fun. I would hate those late night." Everyone goes to like the extreme. You're gonna get those 3 or 4 minutes. I have never got one of those calls yet, but I believe.
Okay, Dom. I hope for your sake that you are currently knocking on wood somewhere.
Yes.
Right. I'm knocking for you, Dom.
So, but yeah, that's what I do.
Well, yeah, you're a busy little guy there. You're doing a lot. That's for darn sure.
And that's like, that's true entrepreneurial spirit. It doesn't really, it's not so much about the industry, it's about the opportunity. And part of being an entrepreneur is being opportunistic. When something falls in your lap, you gotta, you have your eyes open.
Yeah.
The drink barn thing is a concept that I still can't quite get my mind around. I need to go to Indiana and check that out.
Yeah.
We just recently heard about this. Super interesting.
Well, you said that you don't drink soda. You only drink water, Liz.
And coffee.
Well.
And my decaf coffee. Wow, that's
decaf coffee. So that's not even real coffee.
Oh, it is. It is. It's a great way to drink coffee, I think. Okay, my cat's coming to harass us, you guys. All right, so we're talking about HireWho today. And you know who gave you an excellent testimonial? And she recommended that I get you on here? Megan Likes. She was like, you know who you need? You need Dom. I love what he's doing for me with HireWho.
She's such an all-star.
Yeah, she really is.
She automates as much stuff as possible for her company. And Tom, you can definitely relate to this. People that get the, get involved in a software and then like they implement practically everything to a T, maybe with Made Central. She's like one of those people that just implements practically everything with it.
I love it.
If there's a button in the menu, then you need to click on it and figure out what it does and put it to work somehow, because they wouldn't put it there if it didn't do something to help you. Yeah.
So we can go into hiring with automations and things like that. I have a list in my head here. Okay.
All right.
of certain things that
nothing on paper. You're working out off the top of your head.
I've got that where we can really talk about what business owners and small businesses can really start automating in their hiring process to save them tons of time, and to keep their applicants engaged, because I think a lot of people forget about that, especially like right now in the world where people are job hopping and it's very difficult to get a player. It's because we're not really engaging with our applicants as much as we should. So
good. Can't wait to hear. I'm super excited.
So one of the things that we can touch on for that's a hiring automation, and this is a very simple one, is scheduling interviews. So this is when you have a qualified candidate and you want to interview them. Why don't we automate that process on scheduling their interview? So everything that I'm going to mention, obviously you can do this in HireWho, but I don't want to make this a sales pitch. So I'm going to also give some examples of how you could do this with other softwares as well. And one of the ways is Calendly. So if you have a free account on Calendly, I think they still have a free option. I'm not sure, but you can set up, your own calendar of when you want to do in-person interviews or whether that be phone interviews, and you could send those links to your applicants. And that prevents you from calling every single person and, going back and forth and seeing when they're available. I mean, that's just so much time that's just not needed. So that's a very simple automation that you could set up in your business for scheduling your interviews. Do either of you guys do that now?
We do. We use Calendly. I love Calendly. Super, super nice. I think that's a great suggestion. I use it for everything too. Once I learned about Calendly, I'm like, oh my gosh, how easy is that to schedule all of my appointments? My poor husband every once in a while gets a Calendly link. Look, I'm busy at that time.
Another thing too, which I probably should have mentioned this prior to the scheduling the interviews automation, is the screening process, right? This is another just basic function that every business should be doing. For us with owning cleaning companies and a lot of the people that we're talking to, there are certain requirements that a cleaner needs to have before they're eligible to work for us, whether that's a vehicle or driver's license, or they need to be 18 or clean back, whatever those things are. That process should be automated. And, if they're a good fit, they should move forward in your hiring process. And if they're a bad fit, they should drop off of your hiring process. I like to call those knockout questions, right? If they're not a good fit, they're knocked out of the hiring process per se. That process should be automated. So we do that as well within the first stage of our hiring process. We ask those initial questions on, are they willing to take a background check? Do they have a vehicle? Do they have a driver's license? Those are things that that's a really another basic function that should be in everyone's hiring process as well.
And so when you say ask, I mean, I guess this is obvious, but just the actual application process is done online. Somebody's on their phone filling out an application or in front of a computer or something. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody out there that still has a paper application, in their office.
There are. I ride by. And maybe not for cleaning companies. I'm not really sure for us. We're a lot more advanced than I think we give ourselves credit for. But like when I ride by like restaurants and stuff, there's literally signs out that say apply within. Like come in and apply. I'm like, whoa, no one's coming in just to fill out an application no more. Those days are over.
Well, actually, we have, our office is in a location where people are walking by and we say apply within, but we've got a couple of kiosks that are set up. They're just the little, bricks that chrome, bricks with a keyboard and a monitor on it. And we set them right down there and let them.
In your office? That's good.
Yeah. We have people walk in, but we have workstations set up in essence to allow them to fill out an application, and it is done online.
Yeah, so my office is in a spot. We do get cars coming by, but it's not like we're in our own private building. So like you literally have to pull in our lot, and there are people that come in and they're like, "How do I apply to work for your company?" And then we either provide them with a text line where they can text and start the application process, or they can obviously just go to our website. So we refer them back. I do like that idea of having a kind of like a little workshop in your office lobby where they can come in and use your resources. So I do love it.
Do you have those in your drink barn yet?
No, we don't.
That's an opportunity, and you could be recruiting for your cleaning businesses and property management help. I mean, you could like recruit for your whole empire there because you got a lot of.
Everybody's drunk, and then right.
They wake up the next day and sober up and say, "Gosh, I guess I have a job now."
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna take that note down. Take that.
Yeah, I do too. I love that.
So,
all right.
So here's a really
one more question, real quick. So, like, if somebody is using HireWho, at this point in the process, the knockout questions and what was the other thing that we already talked about? I already forgot.
The knockout questions and the scheduling of the interviews.
And the scheduling of the interviews. At this point in time, if somebody's using HireWho, they haven't done anything, right? That your clients haven't done anything to this point to get
if you're setting up your process like how we're mentioning, there's no physical interaction or any manual task that one has to do, right? You can
Yeah.
automate that from the point that they complete the application, they fill out the screening questions, and then the other portion too, before the scheduling the interview, some may add like an assessment test that they want in there.
Okay.
And then we could say, okay, Liz, if I send you an assessment test and you get an 80% or higher, I want to interview you now. And then
Okay.
the next step is, okay, let's go ahead and get that person scheduled for an interview. So you can
All right.
automate that process 100% if you choose to be hands off like that. Okay.
All right. And the value to people here is just think about that. At that point in time, you haven't done anything yet. And you already now have pre-screened people scheduled on your calendar in your openings to interview. I mean,
Yep.
I feel like that is so many people spend hours upon hours trying to sort through all of the people and screen everybody and reading every single, resume and application and doing all that. I know I have people that say, hey, Liz, I'm not going to be able to be on a meeting today because I'm hiring.
Yep.
That's the last thing. What do you mean? You can't be on a meeting to grow your business because you're hiring? That makes no sense to me.
Can I share my screen per chance?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Let me
absolutely.
see if this would work. So here we go. So this is kind of what my process looks like for our solo cleaning tech. So when someone comes in, they come into the applied field here. Okay.
Okay.
And then, we do a phone screen depending on the, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Depending on how serious we're recruiting at the time. Okay. So there's going to be times where, we've got enough staff for where we're at and we want to put things on autopilot and we don't got to watch it every day, but we're always recruiting. We're always still recruiting. So we might put it on autopilot, but there are going to be times where we do phone screens as well. And then there's going to be times where we try to reach someone and we didn't get them on the line. So then they kind of go in this attempted communication field, right? And something happens on the back end for that as well. And then we have the interview stage as well. And then from the interview stage, we'll give them the offer and then we'll have the hired field as well. So we pretty much can put as many stages here as we like, and we can customize this for every single job that we have for our company.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
All right. So this would be for solo cleaning tech. You might have an entire funnel that is for a commercial cleaner.
Yeah. So here's one.
Like supervisor.
Regional sales executive, or, so in my account, I've got a lot of gooberish because I use it a lot for demos and whatnot. But like, this is a real one. So this solo cleaning tech, I got 195 applications for this specific job. Wow. So if you think about that, if you don't have a process that is truly doing a little bit of automations for 195 people, that stuff is falling through the cracks. Like if you just put that in the mindset of, a CRM system, like, if you got 195 leads, every single applicant I look at as a lead, right? If you're not automating some of it, or if you're not, engaging with them, then you're losing out. You're missing out.
Yeah.
And it sucks if you're spending money on Indeed to get some of these people.
And then you're just letting them go, right? We wouldn't spend money toward a marketing source for clients and then not answer the email or not answer the phone call. Well, some of us would.
Yeah. Some do. Some of us do. Yeah.
We have seen that happen before.
Yeah. So one of the things that we also automate there, since we're talking about it, is we automate the first engagement with the applicant. So, and we do it differently because, if you're using Indeed mostly for your hiring process, which most of us are, the only method they have is you can, send like an email that says, hey, thanks for applying and stuff like that. Well, see, in 2022, a lot of us are not checking, like we're checking our emails because we're in business, but the people that we're trying to attract do not check their email like we would hope, right? So what we do is we hit them with a text message and we make it personable. So we say, hey, Tom, thanks so much for applying for CNC cleaning services. We want to get to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you applied for our company. And then those people start replying and saying, oh, I'm a single mom of 2 and I just moved to the area. They give us all this information,
Yeah.
and it's completely automated.
Yeah,
We
I
did
love
not.
So the information they're giving you, they're like doing this on their phone. Are they doing it through a text, or do you take them to a form to fill out?
No. This is all a text. This is all text communication.
Okay.
All
I
text
love that it's all text because I can see how people are going to be so much more casual, and they're gonna give you a
They overshare, Liz.
Yeah, they're gonna give you different info.
Yeah.
I
They
absolutely see it.
So, so that's a really cool thing that we do. So we definitely automate that first engagement, and we ask them to do something. And that could be just as simple as just tell us about yourself. We make it very open-ended so they can give us as much as they want.
So is this like a chat feature on your side that you've got somebody, once they start telling about themselves, do they engage in a conversation? How's that process
Yes,
managed?
I'm going to share my screen again. So there's a couple ways that you can communicate. So we have this communication tab here. And if you just look at my screen, because I've been using HireWho for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you look, I'm scrolling down. These are all texting conversations that
Whoa.
I mean, it's crazy. Okay. So like if we go to, let's go to, so here's Jayla. So my operations manager must have texted her and asked her to respond, and she didn't respond, right? But if we have a text conversation, this is what it's going to look like.
Oh yeah.
Literally, it's just like, Facebook Messenger or, anything that you would just be texting back and forth. And there are businesses that are doing this without HireWho and without softwares. They're doing it with their cell phone. They're doing it with their cell phone, but it's too complicated to do that.
There's too
You're going
many.
to get more engagement with text than what you will with a phone call. And how many texts can you keep going at one time?
Oh, like conversations?
Yeah, conversations.
Oh, Tom, first of all, we can text all these people and have multiple conversations. I could be having a conversation with Jayla here, and my op manager could be having a conversation with Holly. We're all going to see that conversation. Nothing's going to fall through the cracks at all.
It's a ton more productive than trying to do it with the telephone.
Nothing's going to fall through the cracks there. Another automation that we have. So you guys hear the conversation a lot about people trying to stack their bench, right? Like even when you're fully staffed, let's stack our bench.
Yeah.
Well, here's the key that people miss out on. They stack their bench, but they don't engage with that bench, right? So the way that you guys would do. So I think I got an email from Made Central today about a live demo tomorrow, right? Because I'm assuming you guys have a list of all of your leads or actual clients or partners, that's what you guys call them. And, you guys are able to remarket to those people. Well, again, for my business, we look at our applicants just like leads. We have to treat them accordingly. So when you have a bench, let's say of 10 or 15 people, why aren't you touching them every single month? Just check it in.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Liz, I know it's been a month since you applied for CNC. We're still around. Let us know if something in your situation is changing and you want to have another conversation. You want to have another chat.
Okay. So just basically reaching out and saying, hey, are you still interested in a job? If you are, let us know.
Let us know. Because over time, you're gonna create a database of 3,000, 4,000 people that have applied for your company. And, you didn't hire all those people. You didn't even interview most of them. Keep engaging with them. Keep touching them. So that's what we automate that as well. Drip campaigns and setting up some of those campaigns for engaging with those applicants.
Oh, nice. So it just keeps going. Is there an end to that? Is it you just keep doing it until they ask you to stop, or?
So you can set that up based on the job that they apply for. So maybe you only want to do it 6 months, or you can base it on the talent pool. So people call it benches, we call it talent pools. So you can base that on, okay, we want to set this automation to last for 6 months of when they entered that talent pool per se.
Okay.
Right? And I want to follow with them every single month for 6 months or whatever that looks like. That feature works really well for lawn service companies, people that are seasonal. They can actually do a lot of recruiting in December, January, February when it's winter. And then when they get that application, they can market to them and say, hey, our season's approaching. And then when spring hits, they can actually do the hiring.
Yeah, they've got like, bam, now they've got a huge list.
Yep.
All right.
So that's one way. Another thing is, and here's a quick fact, is 40% of candidates will lose interest in a job if they don't hear back from the hiring manager within a week of the interview. Okay. So, get an interview, let's say they're good, but then like you take forever to respond to them for whatever reason, they're already looking for another job, right?
Yeah.
And they might already think that they didn't get the job with you. So, you can set up automations as well to where after that interview's taken place, hey, let's send that person a text message just saying, hey, thanks for interviewing. Here's what our process looks like from here. Sometimes you could just let them know, hey, it's going to take me a week to get through the rest of my people. We'll be in touch, and this is how we're going to get in touch with you. So we automate that process as well.
So what does that look like on your customer side? Is it like, okay, so you've had an interview, now you pick like which route you want them to go down. You want them to get the text that says, thank you so much for applying. We've decided to go another route. Or so they just sort of pick which funnel do you want them in moving forward.
You're able to create templates, and you're able to create separate automations as well. And then you're also able to create specific stages. So remember that screen that I shared where you could drag people from different stages?
Yeah.
Well, you can set up automations to go for every single stage. Okay. And you could say, hey, when they move to this specific stage, I wanted to send this specific template.
All right.
So it's completely customizable for each hiring process that you have.
And so when you say it's completely customizable too, and things are going out, can people use images, or is it just text, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we don't have the option where you can add an image into the text message right now. You can do that in an email, because you can also send out automated emails as well through it. But we don't have it to where you could send a picture through the text right now.
Yeah. All right. So the automation that works with the email, if I decide that, I'm old, I like email, and can I do email and texting, or do I have to pick?
Nope. I would always do both.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep,
I feel like I would rather do both.
Yep. And then the other thing too is those both forms of communication don't necessarily need to look identical. The email needs to look a little bit different than what that texting is. For a text message, it needs to be a little bit more relaxed than what that email should look like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. So this is a really good one. Is so LinkedIn does this really, really well. If you apply for a job on LinkedIn, when the business reviews your resume, it lets the applicant know that.
Oh,
yeah.
I do like that. That's awesome. So they see that there's activity and that. Okay. I love that.
That's all they want to know. They want to know that they're moving through the process of your hiring. They want to know.
That's so funny, Dom, because that is so simple, but so impactful.
Yep.
Right. A lot of times it's that small little tweak. I can see how that's like, oh, okay. I get this simple little thing that says, that your application's up for review right now. Oh, cool. Yep. I'm still in it.
Yeah.
I'm still getting hired right now. Yep. I don't feel like I need to keep looking for another job, especially if I really want this job.
Yep.
Right?
I feel like the other thing is too, what I've realized in the past years is when your hiring process is so amazing, and like someone like I'll ask, people that I interview, I'll say, hey, how was it applying? Just because I want to get feedback on HireWho. Yeah. And they'll say, oh, it was great. I got this text message and stuff like that. And they're already wowed about the experience of just applying for your company.
Yeah.
You know, so they already have this good bubbly feeling about coming to be an employee now, you know?
Yeah.
So it changes that experience for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels like a real company because, like it or not, our industry still gets stuck a lot of times with, yeah, but is it a real company? You know, is
Yep.
it like really a company? If they're getting all of this stuff coming, they're not dealing with that with their family.
Right.
Getting like, why do you want to go do something like that? It's not even like a real company. It feels like a pretty real company to me.
I'm curious with today's labor market if, under normal times, after a week somebody loses interest. In today's market, I'm thinking, if you don't hire a good candidate within a day or two, they're going to have a job somewhere else. Is that what is that what we're actually seeing? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
So here, first of all, I don't have any facts for this before I answer this. I want to be very transparent. Okay. But here's my opinion. And here's what I think I see in my businesses. You're right. There are people that, will make a decision within 2 or 3 days of applying for a job. But have you guys ever hired people and you hire them and they work for like 3 or 4 days and then they quit?
No, that's never
never happened to me.
Never.
Liz, I know your business is amazing, so I know it doesn't happen to you. Okay, but here's the reason why, though. The reason is because you hired that person, but they still never taken themselves off the market. Yeah. They're still out looking, right? Right. Whether we want to believe it or not, it's because we made that decision to hire them way too quickly, right? You sometimes we're making that decision. They're making the decision to choose a company too quick. They really need to see. They need to look at their options. Like one of my interview questions is, "Hey, where else have you applied at?" Okay.
So what you want to do is be slow. Let them take another job, and you're the one that steals them away 3 days later.
Could be. Could be.
I don't think that's what he's saying, Tom.
That could be one way. That could be one way to look at it. But like, ask them. What other companies are you looking at? What other companies have you applied for? And people will come in. Oh, I've applied at Target, or I've applied at Meijer, and I've had an interview with this one. Oh, what did you like about their companies? And let's be honest here. What company are you hoping that they're going to offer you a job? Who are you looking for? And when they say those things, it gives me an idea. Okay, who am I in competition with? Because we're in competition. I mean, that's truly what it is. So I would say you're right, Tom. You do got to move fast, but I would also say it's about making sure that you're communicating with them about what your process is. So anytime someone leaves our interview, we're going to let them know, hey, if we want to bring you on, here's what's going to happen next.
It's probably a good idea to say, and by the way, if anything changes in your status, let us know as well. So if they have that other offer, at least you have an opportunity to have a discussion with them before they say yes.
Yep.
I really like this. I haven't ever thought of this before, Dom. You brought up a new way of looking at things. Sometimes when those people are leaving in those first 2-3 days, that they may have committed too quickly. And I don't think that we've ever looked at that. Have we ever talked about that in that way, Tom?
I don't think so. No.
You know what we think happens, Liz?
What?
The job's too hard.
Oh yeah.
Well, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. The job was too hard. No, they just got the job they've probably been waiting on.
Yeah, I mean, and that totally makes sense, right? That they never took themselves off the market. Now they got this better job. And sometimes people tell you, I got this other job. I thought that I didn't think I had a chance, but I'm super excited that Target called me.
Yep.
I got that job.
And we're pretty blunt with them too. That's a question we'll ask. Like, hey, if we were to hire you, if we offer you the job, are you done looking for a job from this point?
Yeah.
Some will just say, no, I like to keep my options open. I'll always be searching. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Moving on.
consider your
Thank you.
options still open because you're not getting an offer here.
Yeah. So yeah. So
All
those
right.
are automations that I went through, I think like 7 or 8 automations. I don't have any more freebies.
The cool thing about this that I'm also hearing though is you don't necessarily need to hire them 2 hours after they apply, but it's a pretty good idea to acknowledge that you've got their application, they're in the pipeline, and you're interested in pursuing the discussion with them. Give them encouragement that they're in the hunt.
Yeah. I have another motto too, another saying, and me and Paul are actually going to talk a little bit about this in San Diego, is the reason why we don't try to hire people too quickly is because they'll leave you just as quick as they came as well. Like for us, we want, when we hire someone, we want them to feel as if it is a privilege, like to be a part of our team. Like we don't just let anyone come here, like we feel like we don't let anyone in this circle. So, if you're interviewing within an hour, it's like, oh man, they're pretty desperate, to get some people in here. They're pretty desperate. So there's all those things I think about when it's like, how quickly do we offer them the job? How quickly do we give them an interview? Those are things. And I know, us being in a high turnover industry, we make decisions based on our situation sometimes. We really do. But, those are things that I always look at for our hiring process.
Yeah, I love this. I think that a lot of times people don't recognize how many parts of the process could be automated. Like they might even automate, like you said, you gave us 7 different automations in there. So, and I know you're not even giving us all of them. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that can be automated in this, just in this one hiring process. So I think that's a great way for people to look at, even if you can't do everything, right? Start with something. Do something. Automate what you can to get started. I'm guessing that what you run into all the time, Dom, is people are like, oh, I can totally do that. And they get started and then they recognize how much work it is to actually do all of this themselves and to keep it all running smoothly. I know quite a few companies that start, they'll use like, what's the name of that one program? Trello, right? And they'll put everything in Trello. And then here they are, a fairly big company that I know of right now was doing something along those lines, and everything keeps breaking. It breaks constantly. And just had this conversation probably last week. So when are you going to hire someone?
Yeah.
Isn't it time to stop? I'm guessing you have that where people are like, okay, now I get it. Now I get why I'm paying for this, because it saves so much time.
The other thing too, that we haven't launched this yet, but it should be coming within the next 2 weeks. So you guys are getting a release. So whoever watches this video,
Another inside scoop.
Yeah.
I love it. One show.
So digital interviews.
Okay.
So what this means is we're going to be able to automate. So Liz, let's say you go through my process and I like you based on your screening and that stuff. We're going to send you a digital video interview where it will ask you the questions and you answer it in video format. And then all that data pulls right back into HireWho. So now you can interview people, see their face, hear their voice without even being there. It's amazing.
So you're getting a much richer communication. More than just the written word. You're actually seeing the passion or seeing the indifference.
Or lack of.
Whatever.
The part for me, the reason why I'm so excited about it is because with me owning the company, I can interview everybody. I can have unlimited interviews. I love it.
Yeah, no kidding. And actually, I love that too, because you can really test some of your data, right? So before you have everybody, you're screening them, you're pushing them through, and you're weeding people out. If you what your numbers are, right? Like I bring 100 people in, that spits out one really, really good hire.
Yep.
But with this new system that you're talking about, you bring 100 people in, you can actually interview 100 people and find out, does it spit out a similar amount?
Yep.
A different amount?
Do my screening questions really filter out those people that aren't
Yeah.
that, Oh, for sure. Linda's clapping for digital interviewing.
So using this type of technology really isn't even, having the discussion, do I want to, automate, really isn't even an option. I mean, it's like, do you want to be competitive or not? And, we've had discussions, you roll the clock back, pre-COVID, our labor cost a lot of times is 50% more now than it was, just a couple of years ago. All the more reason to, if you can have a piece of technology that's going to save you some hours of work, I mean, that's gold. And plus you get a better outcome. You're just able, the volume of work you're able to produce with the automation.
One of the things that I tell a lot of people when I'm doing like demos, because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm sick of, people not showing up for interviews and all of this stuff. The only reason a business owner is so upset that they're having these no-shows is because they spent too much time setting up the interviews.
Yep.
Time. When I have it all,
money, right?
Yeah, money. That's what it is. It's money. Time is money. But like when I have 10 interviews scheduled and only 4 or 5 show up, we clap for that win.
That's a win.
Yeah, it's a win. Yeah. It doesn't matter because we did not spend time on those 10 anyway. We didn't.
Yes.
So, so that's what you have to think about. If people, if people watching this, if you're mad that no one's showing up for your interviews and you having all these no-shows, it's because you're spending too much of your personal time on setting it up.
And not spending, you're wasting. It is a complete waste of your time.
It's almost like an email marketing campaign and getting mad that every email wasn't opened and somebody purchased something. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You're, sending out invitations to a lot of people, and the ones that respond in interviews will win.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are at the top of the hour, or they're pretty close to it. Wow. This is
Tom,
good stuff, though.
I sent you the link to
You did.
ELC. So, yep.
What do we got here, Liz?
So this is an employee lifecycle workshop. This is talking about hiring, onboarding, pay structure, orientation, training, reviews, all of the different things, the stages of your employee's life cycle, right? They get hired and then they're terminated. All of the stages in between. Do you have, and hopefully automated, right? Do you have automated systems in place for managing every single one of these things? And do you have your philosophy nailed down? Do you know what is your philosophy? What around the idea of promotions? Do you do promotions? How do you do them? In what way? Who gets promoted on what time frame, or at what pay range? All of these things have a lot of decision points that need to be made, and this is where you're going to make them. So it's coming directly after Made Central because a lot of this stuff can be automated through Made Central, and you can use the Made Central to do a lot of this stuff. But bottom line is you need to create this before you automate it. You would agree with that, right, Dom? Before you automate anything, you have to make the decision about what it is that you are doing. So
you got to make sure the flow is good, the system is good.
Absolutely. So it's in Charleston, yes, and it's actually at Castle Keeper, same exact place that Made Central is doing their event.
Ground zero for the residential cleaning industry.
One last thing I wanted to say about Dom, what you were talking about. I think that a lot of times we forget that, yes, we think things are expensive. Oh, do we have Dom's Oh yeah, you did put it up there already.
We
A
do.
lot of people think that something's too expensive. I can't afford that. Just a reminder that the only non-renewable resource is time. You can get more money. You can get more people. You can get more of everything. You cannot get more time. So find, Linda, we were talking, right? Find ways of automating before you hire new people. Don't spend more time when you can automate.
Yep.
And when you're hiring for your support staff, your office staff, you're hiring people who can drive your tech stack, as opposed to,
Yes.
10 years ago where you had people working in your office and you were kind of throwing some technology in there to help them. The tables have turned where your office staff is running your tech stack rather than the tech stack helping your office staff.
All
This
right.
is good. And it is at the top of the hour. And Dom, I'm looking forward to see you in person next week.
Yeah. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer.
Yeah, well, it can't be colder than here. So I shouldn't say that. Knock wood over here again.
So yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
And we're done for the week. Monday, I've got a guest on the schedule. Is he solid, Liz?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kurt Kempton's going to be here Monday.
So it'll either be Kurt or John, right? It'll be one of them. So
Responsive is going to be here Monday.
That's right.
Okay.
That's a
So you
good
guys take care. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Thanks,
Thanks, Tom.
Bye-bye.